picked it up and towed it away. Alright, 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 alright. And it cost me some cash, so I'm gonna sit on my ass. Alright, 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 alright. Alright, that's enough of that. Oh, money. I like it. Love it. I want more of it. Probably not gonna happen anytime soon. So hey everybody, hey Black Moon Cosplay, hey Chris, hey Guns N' Roses, hey Paula, hey Wraith, hey Introverted Dinosaur, hey Laughing Fuss. Don't worry about my singing. I don't know what to do today. I'm in a bit of a tizzy. Hey Silver Sky Dragon. Black Moon, why what's with the thing? Why sprain your ankle? What happened? Were you playing sports? Are you doing sports? Was it some kind of sports? Hey Candace. So yeah, I was driving home from Amada's on Saturday, and made it all the way home just fine. Car's been driving just fine. All of a sudden, it was like, you know what? My car was just like, and I was like, well, what is this? And I pulled into my parking spot and I turned my car off. Then I tried to start it up the next day and it was like blah, 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 and it just didn't start up. So I brought it into the mechanic, hoping, yeah, it's probably like a little hose or something that's down. And he's like, no, you need a new engine. That's going to be a $2,000 thing. So I was like, well, screw you. And then I took it to my real mechanic. And he's like, I'll take a look at it. So I'm currently waiting to see if I have to buy a new car, because that'd be great if I had to do that. That'd be just great. Last week wasn't a very good week for me. I'm sorry to hear that, Guns N' Roses. Happy it snowed here. It looks so pretty outside. Silver Sky Dragon, don't ever be happy it snows. Snow is terrible. Snow's the worst. And I will not concede that point by any means. Snow is the worst thing to ever happen to people. Just want to check, see if you're okay before I leave, because I am tired and dying for a nap. Go ahead, Laughing Fuss. I'm fine. I'm fine. Just, you know, I'd like to not have car problems, but it's where we're at. And it's where we're going to be for the next couple days, probably. And that's how it's got to be. So, we're going to deal with it. Disney Plus is out, says Nolan. That's true. I will not be... Amada's going to have Disney Plus. She's got a year's subscription through her phone provider. However, I will not be accessing Disney Plus unless it's through Amada's account. So maybe I will if I get her password. It was only bad because my date to a dance hung out with his friends more than me. Oh, Guns N' Roses, don't worry about that. I mean, unless this person means a lot to you, I mean, I'm not going to minimize your feelings, but, like, you're in school, right? Like, that's the sort of stuff that happens. People are inconsiderate, and it's not you. It's not on you. You know, you're a good person. You're enthusiastic. You're here. You're happy. We all love you. So you don't need to worry about whether or not your date paid attention to you. And plus, it's a social event. There's a million friends around, and at that, you know, depending on what age you are, it's hard to concentrate. I'm like that at social functions as well, where I will forego paying attention to the person I should in order to hang out with the people that I, you know, hang out with, and it's inconsiderate. And through vicariously, I'd like to say I'm sorry for that person for doing that to you. But I hope that maybe you get to go on a date with somebody who's a little bit more attentive, or that you keep getting to go on dates with this person and they appreciate you more on the next few dates. However it goes, I hope they have a better time on your next few dates, non-dance dates, maybe some more private venue that has to do with you guys sitting at a table and eating something and talking to each other, rather than being around a bunch of friends that could be distracting to your date. Because that's dumb. That's a dumb feeling to end up. And when I say dumb, not dumb of you, but like it's brain dumb. Like, oh man, I can't help it. You know. What are you gonna do? All right, Disney Plus is out. Now that I think about it, probably a dumb idea to jump off my deck. Yeah, Black Moon, but you know what? Sometimes we jump off of stuff. I've jumped off of stuff. I broke my ankle when I was in high school playing paintball. So, yeah, it happens. You shouldn't beat yourself up over it, but I hope you feel better soon. That's all you can do. Just get back on your feet, literally. I mean, not too soon, because then you'll hurt your ankle again. Disney Plus isn't allowed in your country, Paula. Oh, that's a bummer. I'm sure you'll get a back channel method of accessing it eventually. Winter is fun, but I don't want snow. Nobody wants snow. Man, I thought the snow falling at the airport in Chicago was going to keep me from getting to Boston a week ago, but it didn't. Not a snow fan. Yeah. Snow is bad for driving. Snow is bad for planes. Snow is bad for going outside and having fun that's non-snow related. Oh boy, do I hate snow. Don't like it, not one bit. Thanks for taking the time talking with me on the inbox earlier today about the last meme I made from the old footage of Sesame Street, a clown's face. Yeah, Chris, you know, if I got the time, I'm happy to talk to people. Inboxes are tough because the thing about having an inbox with Loki Hates You is people want to have a back and forth, and that's what this is for. That's what you guys are doing with me right now. We're talking, we're getting to say all the things we want to say and answer questions and talk about concepts and what we like and what we don't like and stuff like that. The inbox thing becomes sort of a weird 24-hour expectation of, well, I'm going to send you this message and see if you reply, and then if you reply, I'm going to send you another message because now I've opened this door between us and we're just going to keep going. So I usually don't keep up with my inboxes on purpose, and I don't want to make you feel ignored, but I do sometimes purposefully not answer people. So while the aim isn't to make you feel ignored, sometimes the aim is to ignore some of the inboxes. So like, just be mindful of that if you're gonna try and like send me messages on Instagram or Facebook or whatever, because like there's a lot of times where it's a conversation that I just don't want to be having. Not because something's wrong with you or your taste in conversations, just because it's either a conversation I've had a bunch before and I really don't want to rehash it, or it's something that is going to take more time than is worth for me to put into. And so come on Mondays or whatever, this is a Tuesday I guess, hang out, let's do this, but less of the inbox stuff. Expectations is probably healthy. But not that. But with you, Chris, you know, I'm sure you've noticed sometimes you'll send me stuff and I just don't get back to it. And sometimes you send me stuff and I do get back to it. So I mean, I'm not gonna stop anybody from trying or succeeding or whatever. But you just keep that in mind. Like, I'm never ignoring you to make you feel bad. But oftentimes I will sort of not take the time to respond, because it's how I do. I got car issues too. There's an oil leak. My dad has yet to see where, plus some other issues. Yeah, Wraith, you got to take care of that oil leak, because I found out when I brought my car in, it had no oil in it. Who knew? I like snow, but not when I'm walking to work. True. To be honest, as long as it still runs, I don't care. I think it's part of the point. It's really worth fix. Well, Wraith, I mean, oil's pretty important. You want to keep the oil in it. If the radio doesn't work, that's something where you can be like, I don't care. But the oil, you want to take care of that. Especially if the oil's dripping on your, like, you know, the driveway or something other that you'd like not to have a big oil stain on it. And you can get like tickets and stuff for like weird oil leaks. So just, you know, boys don't interest you. Yeah, oh, that's cool, Blackman. He made it up to me, though. He gave me his jacket. Well, that's nice, Guns N' Roses. I mean, that's something. That's at least a little, something for him to feel like he did something chivalrous, and it's something for you to keep yourself warm. That's nice. Somebody tried to approach me. I've been feeling really emo lately because My Chemical Romance came back. Well, Introverted Dinosaur, maybe you should feel good about that if it's a band you like and it came... To me, emo means sad and anxious and depressed. And I don't want you feeling that way about My Chemical Romance. You should feel good about that because that's, that's music or whatever that people like. I was never into My Chemical Romance, so it was lackluster news for me. But yeah, there's a couple karaoke songs people like. Snow came yesterday. Took me an hour to get home. Couldn't see the road. A lot of places, but I was more worried about other drivers than the weather. It's true. Yeah, the more variables you add, the worse the snow complication gets when driving. It's a huge pile up on a freeway near where I work. I think people would actually remember how to drive. Well, that's the thing, Wraith. Like, it's not about the trope of it snows and people forget how to drive isn't really... I don't think that's really a great thing to say, because I think it snows and people have to relearn how to drive. There's sometimes instances in snowfall where you have to do things that you wouldn't normally do while driving. You have to drive slower than usual. You have to kind of stop more in a more controlled manner and for longer. You can't speed up the same way. Like, you got to do everything a little differently. And even when you do everything right, I mean, I've seen, I'm not sure if you guys have seen any of the videos where it's like, if you park on an incline, your car might just start sliding down the hill. Like, if the road's icy, you might just watch your car slide away from you on its own. And there's nothing to be done about that except for not parking on that hill. But if you live on that hill, it's like, what are you going to do? Park a mile away and not be near your house and then walk through the snow for a mile and complain like your grandfather does about how long it took you to walk to school? I mean, you might. Like, I might right now. I might do it right now. I'll walk outside and park at the bottom of Snowy Hill just to prove a point. You can't stop me. You couldn't stop me if you tried. I had a crazy person start yelling at me about walking by her house with my small dog, and that I was upsetting her big Dobermans, who were viciously snarling, yeah, Black Moon. I mean, that's how people get with their dogs. They love their dogs, and I don't blame them for loving their dogs, but they don't train their dogs, and I do blame them for not training their dogs. So if you got a couple big dogs that you haven't taken the time to say, hey, I'm going to train this giant animal to not, like, lunge at smaller animals, that's on the big dog owner. And I mean, the small dog, you should have control of it, and they should be well behaved too, but you got a big dog, you got a responsibility. So yeah, stay away from the crazy person with the big dog's house, because that sounds like a bad situation. For all those who don't know what Sesame Street A Clown's Face is, just go to the search engine here on YouTube. Yeah, if you want to watch like a real sad and sort of angry man take off clown makeup in the reverse order that he put it on, go check out that video that Chris is talking about. Yeah, Black Moon, stay away from that person. There's no reason to engage with that person ever again. Looks like everyone has car issues currently waiting on a paycheck to get my car fixed from where an 18-wheeler crossed the median and I got caught in the debris. Oof. Yeah, I mean, that sounds terrifying, Candace. Just, man, 18-wheelers are giant. Very easy to get hurt in an accident involving those. Sad, anxious, and depressed. I get you, Introverted Dinosaur. I get you. I'm not going to tell you at all that you got to feel better, because you know what? That's sometimes how you got to feel. And, I mean, I want you to feel better. I want you to exercise. I want you to socialize. And I want you to eat right. Got to get those omega-3s in your diet. Maybe some fish oil. Maybe some other multivitamins or something. I don't know. And I want you to get up in the morning, and if you don't feel like working out, that might be the thing you want to push yourself on. And if you don't feel like talking to the people who want to talk to you, that might be the thing you want to push yourself on. But if you want to, try and accomplish a really lofty goal of, I don't know, like writing a book during NaNoWriMo or something. I don't know, the depression can be hard during. I don't know if being creative necessarily eases the anxiety and depression. It probably will help, but I advocate the working out and the socializing if you might, if you have the time and if you have the resources. Okay, sorry to all those who were sad. Yeah, Black Moon, it's a natural part of life. Used to draw. This week I haven't been in the mood for drawing. Haven't run out of ideas of what to draw. Oh, you've run out of ideas. I have Can you give me some ideas? Well, Paula, I think you should draw a nice park. Draw a nice park where people are sitting on benches and playing frisbee, and it's a sunny day out. Maybe that's something good to draw. And it's hard to draw because maybe there's not a lot in that park. Maybe there's more trees or less trees or whatever. Maybe there's a statue. Who knows? Draw yourself a nice scene. In the back in the 90s, emos used to be called grunge or goths. I don't know. Yeah, I guess there's a lot of different emo types. There was ska, emo sort of stuff too. But, it was the 90s. We called things a lot of things. I've been in a wasteland mood since the MCR, My Chemical Romance reunion. Because Danger Days takes place in 2019. That's my favorite album of them. I don't know any of this lore. My dog has dog issues, okay? Grunge, goth, and emo are different styles. They overlap a bit, but they're different. Yeah, I'm not even gonna start trying to talk about that with any authority, introverted dinosaur. All the different music types, it's not worth the discussion. You like what you like, and you feel how you feel. But, the day you try to start separating this type of music from this slightly different type of music, it becomes a whole argument that no one ever wins. I started reading A Midsummer Night's Dream, and I have no idea what's going on so far. Same Guns N' Roses. I never got into Shakespeare because I found it to be overly decorative and not at all relatable, I guess. And I guess it makes sense for Shakespeare. Overly dramatic. No one had any likable moments except for Mercutio. He was alright for a minute. But yeah, I don't love Shakespeare, and I think that there's a lot of actors who have acquired that taste. I am not one of them. Wraith, is that your cat? What cat? You mean my icon? Yeah, that's my kitty. His name is Ellis, after Left 4 Dead character. Yay! I like Left 4 Dead, and I like that kitty. 2 days ago, I found 2 new friends on Omegle. Not the best place to search. Yeah, I was watching somebody had put up a video of his Omegle interactions, and it was people being really mean to him, and it seems a lot like chat roulette, which was a thing that came out like 10 years ago, where you could just turn on your webcam and you would pair you up with other people on webcams, and a lot of times it was people jerking off, like not pleasant. And then Omegle came out, and now it seems like teenagers cruising around trying to talk to each other, and a lot of them are just pieces of shit to each other, and that's unfortunate, but this is the age we live in. I just killed my Loki in Skyrim. Don't jump off a cliff. don't be mad. Writing books is awesome, and yes, it helps with depression. Well, Black Moon, all I'm saying is, if you're gonna set a goal that's constructive and not a goal that's like, I don't know, not something arbitrary that seems like it would be cool to accomplish, but isn't actually helping you that much, which is what I meant by writing a book. I understand perfectly on what you're saying and replying back to those who communicate with you on your social media, having 100s or 1000s. Yeah, thousands are. I mean, it's usually. I mean, it's in the less than dozens usually per week. But the truth is, like, people have the same 3 questions, and it's about how to make the costume, or where did I get the costume, or it's about like, hey, let's talk about Loki for a while, and I don't want to talk about Loki with anybody. I'm so tired of talking about Loki with people who really love Loki. I mean, it's an interesting conversation if it's someone who's just discovered the Marvel franchise, but I think the Loki fandom is very skewed towards a certain mindset. I was able to get out of the way of the 18-wheeler itself, but parts from where the median divider was shredding the front were flying. It was crazy. Don't forget that sound. Ooh, man, that sounds awful. I've said it 1,000 times. Maybe not to you guys, but I've said it 1,000 times. Driving is the most dangerous thing you do every day. On any given day, getting on the road is the thing that brings you close to death, bar none, no doubt about it. More dangerous than flying, more dangerous than a lot of sports you play. Driving will kill you more likely than any other thing, and it's scary as hell. So when you get into an accident, it is traumatizing. It should be. I mean, I don't mean to say like it should put the fear of God in you, but like, you know, it helps you understand just exactly how serious it is to be responsible on the road, in snow even. Hey Stella, nice to see you. Good, welcome. I just screamed so loud because my unicorn is trying to murder me in my game, and my dog came running to my room. Cool. Consider it done. Sorry for my grammar. English is my first language. Okay. Well, it's okay, Paula. Double PS. When watching Sesame Street: A Clown's Face, beware of the insane carnival music and the crazy clown nose honking sound effects because it might mentally scar you for life. Sure. So my kitten just went under my bed. That's dangerous for her. Under a bed's a pretty good place for a little kitten for a little while. It'll be alright. Unless there's like spikes and stuff under there. I don't know. Why is going under the bed dangerous? Agreed. I'll agree with that line of questioning, Black Moon. Speaking of cosplay, how can I talk with Thor TV? You can try to message Thor TV. I mean, he's got kind of the same policy as me, where he probably gets messages and then, you know, answers the one he wants to and doesn't with the ones he doesn't want to. So it's a judgment call. But, you know, he's got, go to Thor TV or whatever it is, Thor TV Beyond the Cosplay. I don't know what his current Instagram or Facebook is, but try and message him. I mean, if you fail, whatever. It means you spent 30 seconds typing to someone and nothing came of it. What helps me with depression is playing Sims 4, just creating the perfect family. I was listening to a podcast. I listened to a podcast called Suicide Buddies, and they talk a lot about anxiety and depression and suicidal ideation and stuff. And they had a whole episode about how, about where they asked their audience what video games do you play when you're feeling low, when you're feeling like not as good about life as you should, or as you have. And one of the things they ended up sort of realizing towards the end of the thing is there's a difference between playing video games to level out and then step away from the video games, and then there's the level of I'm gonna play video games because I'm depressed and that's just gonna kill my day, and then I can go to bed and wake up and play more video games. Like, one of those is not healthy, and the other one maybe isn't healthy either. I don't know. depends on who you are, how addictive your personality is, how constructive you should be in a day to meet your goals. But yeah, I mean, The Sims is such a nice, laid-back game. I'm glad you have an escape. I just hope you're able to stand up and be like, okay, that's enough Sims for today. I'm gonna go and do what I need to do. Yes, Black Moon, he's very busy. If you try to contact Thor TV, he's got a full-time job, he's got a new baby, his wife, his kid lives with him. Like, he's got a lot going on. So if he doesn't get back to you, I mean, I don't know, move on. That's about the best you can do. The Loki fandom is kind of toxic, I've seen, and I've been almost dragged into cat fights on Tumblr. Yeah, introverted dinosaur. I think every fandom is. I think there's sort of, I'm tempted to put a gender on it, but I think there's a style of fandom that is, the statement and the mindset is, I have a crush on this celebrity or character or whatever, and so it's my personal duty to prove that I'm the biggest fan or have the biggest crush on that celebrity or character. And it becomes this weird, like you said, it's a cat fight about, like, well, you don't appreciate like I do, and you don't understand. Like, it's not a competition. Everybody should be happy with the fact that they all like this character or whatever. And then we get caught up in, like, oh, well, monogamy. Like, we can't all be in love with Loki, because then Loki doesn't love just one of us back if we're all equally valuable. So one of us has to be like the king of the mountain. And it's like, no, nobody's marrying Loki. Everyone's just a big fan. So make some artwork, write a short story, whatever you want to do, and share with people and make some friends. But don't get into confrontations with people about who likes Loki more, like knows the most trivia. It's ridiculous. And that's the sort of stuff that people want to talk about is, oh, do you think Loki's a good character because of this and that? Because I have a whole theory about it. It's like, I don't fucking care about the theory. You're forming your moral compass, and that's great. But I don't particularly want to be involved in basing your morality around Loki-themed conversations. Is playing Sims 4. Almost cracked my head on ice. Don't do that. Catfight. Black Moon's dangerous for her because I have cords she could get in. Well, yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't worry too much about the cords unless your cat has shown that they like chewing on cords. This year at Comic-Con, my friend videoed a very rude question that someone asked me. She was so surprised I kept my cool because a really rude question. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, Black Moon. That sucks. I play Stardew Valley for depression. You can tell how bad I feel about myself and life by the amount of Stardew I've been playing. I think I put in 30 hours in the past 2 weeks. Yeah, Wraith. I mean, I do the same. I play Mystic Vale when I'm trying to get something done and it's just not going right. I'll be like, oh, I'm going to take a break, and then I'll play Mystic Vale and somehow excuse myself into playing like another game, and then another game, and then another game until I've played like 5 rounds, and then I'm like, oh, I wasted an hour and a half playing Mystic Vale, and now I feel like shit. I think I remember before cosplay, you used to be the frontman for a metal band. You definitely have an amazing, awesome voice for rock. Do you still do singing every now and again? Yeah, I mean, I do karaoke. I host karaoke, Chris. I was thinking about that today. That's what Nerd Nights is. We just go and host karaoke somewhere. And I like to sing. I was in the Nerdbot Ragnarok band for a while, but band practice is really tough to do and orchestrate and get 5 people in a room for. So I sort of let that slip away. But I mean, I'm also not as, I don't know, I'm not able to sing like I used to, and that hurts my feelings a lot. So I kind of stay away from committing to bands. Fans girl creep me out. I mean, I don't mind people being fans and being fangirls or fanboys, like whatever. But it's just when they become competitive about it that bothers me. I follow like one person in the Loki fandom, and that is the extent of my interaction with the fandom. I don't want everything ruined for me like Star Wars. Yeah, sure. Star Wars is pretty toxic as well. I'll draw the park when I'm done with my homework. After your stream, I have a lot of homework. Okay. Is more important than homework. My stream is not more important than homework. You better do that homework. To be really honest, fangirls creep everyone out. Don't be creeped out. People are just enthusiastic. I'm in some of the notoriously toxic fandoms, like Dan and Phil and 21 Pilots. Really tired of dealing with all the stupid stuff. Yeah, don't be afraid to leave. You're not missing anything if people are behaving badly and you walk away. The thing about Stardew is that I theoretically could do it in real life. My grandparents in PA have a farm. My great-grandma's farmhouse is still standing waiting to be fixed up. Well, maybe, Wraith, maybe you could, depending on how much you like your grandparents, help them out. Maybe that's not a career path, but at least a skill to develop. Head over there and help them out. Doing a cosplay photo shoot video with Lord of the Rings Rangers. The sort might be deliver us. Stream is more important. Band practice is tough on everyone, especially if they bring girlfriends and boyfriends. I mean, Motley literally moved to Canada for a year because of band practices. Yeah, I mean, it's the hardest thing in the world to get people, one, to show up in the same room, and then two, to agree what sounds good, what sounds doesn't, who's too loud, who's not loud enough. It's extremely frustrating to get a band to work in unison. But we're at our half hour, so before people start leaving on their own, I'm gonna cut it off at the pass. This year for my birthday, you should do a laser tag. Yeah, Black Moon. Just don't bring anyone who's really good at laser tag to participate with people who aren't really, really good at laser tag. Try and get a private room where everyone's on the same skill level. Otherwise, you're going to end up having one person be really irritating. Sorry I'm late. There was a big power outage around the house. Oh no, smoking quartz! We're just finishing. But I'll be doing another one probably this afternoon. If not this afternoon, tomorrow afternoon. Not going to leave some of my favorite YouTubers and bands just because some other idiots. Well, yeah, just make sure don't be afraid to block people is what I'm saying. People are being idiots. Can't stay by. Bye, Olivia. So everybody, tune in this afternoon. We'll do some more. Have you ever heard any crazy cosplay hotel stories? Yeah, but none that I'd care to repeat. Because I've heard stories about me that aren't true. I've heard people talk about how I've had like threesomes and I've hooked up with this person and that person, and I'm like, I heard. I'm not even gonna say names. I heard that I had intimate relations with like one of the most famous cosplayers in the world, and I was like, I've never met that person. And this was coming from like a friend of mine who was like, oh yeah, I heard it from this person in the cosplay community. So just don't believe every cosplay hotel story you've ever heard, because half of them are bullshit, and some of them I'm sure aren't, but it doesn't matter. It's not your life. It's fine. Okay, anyways guys, I will see you all soon. We'll go into more not believing gossip this afternoon. Be good to each other. I'll talk to you later. Miss you, love you, bye. Well, car problems, bitches, big bitches.